Let's talk about JB Hunt and why nearly 25,000 truckers just lean forward in their seats. If you work for them or even haul through them, you need to hear this. Because there is 100 million question looming over the trucking world right now, and the answer could hit a lot closer to home than you think. So here's the headline. JB Hunt announced a plan to cut 100 million in costs by 2026. Let that number sink in. Now, officially, they say this is about efficiency, about productivity, about automation. And hey, those sound like harmless corporate buzzwords. But anyone who's worked in this industry long enough knows what they really mean. They mean jobs. They mean restructured routes. They mean systems replacing humans and pressure rolling downhill onto the drivers. And if you think this is just about warehouse guys or back office folks, you haven't been paying attention. Let's break it down. JB Hunt currently has 24,116 drivers across the board. That includes intermodal, truckload, dedicated company drivers, lease ops, owner operators. This isn't some niche operation. This is one of the giants. And when giants move, they shake the whole freight market. Their CEO, Sheila Simpson, went on the record just a few days ago during the July 15 earnings call. She didn't mince words. She said the company is facing a tough market. Soft freight, flat revenue, rising insurance and labor costs. Sound familiar? Of course it does. Because this isn't just JB Hunt's problem. It's the whole industry's problem. But here's the twist. JB Hunt isn't just riding the wave. They're trying to cut their way through it. Simpson said they're focusing on asset utilization, engineered processes, and automation. In plain English, that means if a task can be done by a robot or an algorithm or a predictive software system, it will be. And it means if your job is in that crosshairs, you better start looking both ways. But here's the thing. They haven't announced mass driver layoffs. Not yet. So let's walk through how this might affect you depending on where you sit in the JB Hunt system. Let's start with dedicated company drivers. The good news, you're probably in the best position right now. The routes are stable, the demand is somehow consistent, and JB Hunt even said they're adding trucks in this division later this year. It has gone up slightly. So for now, you are probably safe. You might see some account shuffling, a few route changes, but nothing catastrophic. Now, if you are intermodal, buckle up. Yes, volume is up, but the trips are getting shorter. That means more work, more turns, more fuel, more wear and tear for less paper haul. You'll be running harder just to make the same paycheck. Margins are tightening, and if you're not fast, flexible, and efficient, you could get left behind. And with automation hitting rail yards and drayage scheduling systems first, intermodal could be one of the first divisions to feel those invisible changes creeping in. What about truckload drivers? Well, silence speaks volumes. No major updates came from JB Hunt about this segment, which usually means things are steady. But in this market, steady doesn't mean safe. It means flat. Keep your eyes on fuel reimbursements, bonus structures, and routing changes. They're not flashy, but they're often the first places companies make adjustments when tightening their belts. Now let's talk about the owner-operators. This one's tricky. If you're leased onto a dedicated JB Hunt account, you might be all right for now. You're tied to consistent freight and steady lanes, but if you're chasing loads off their brokerage board, That's a different story. Because here's what they're not shouting from the rooftops. JB Hunt's brokerage has posted losses for 10 straight quarters. That's more than 2 years in red. And when brokerages lose money, rates drop. Support drops, loads disappear. So if you're depending on JB Hunt's spot market to keep your wheels turning, you need to rethink your game plan fast. Same goes for intermodal owner-operators. More volume, yes, but even tighter margins than before. JB Hunt's own financials say you'll have to run more turns per week just to keep up with the income you used to earn. And that's not sustainable. That's survival mode. And survival mode gets old fast. Now, let's zoom out for a second. JB Hunt's second quarter revenue was flat, around $2.9 billion. Net income dropped 5%, operating profit fell 4%. Those are warning signs. And what do corporations do when the numbers slip? They cut. Simpson says they want to move people away from work that we can automate. That's a quote. Think about that. She's not just talking about warehouse workers. She's talking about logistics coordinators, dispatchers, support staff, maybe even route planners. Excuse me. And once those roles disappear, what's left? More pressure on the drivers. More tracking, more automation, more algorithms breathing down your neck. And that's the direction things are heading. Now, I'm saying drivers are getting cut tomorrow. No. But we are seeing the earliest signs of something bigger coming. Absolutely. Because once companies get a taste of AI-powered dispatching or automated safety score management, they don't go back. They double down. And the drivers, you're still out here doing the real work. Sitting for hours at the shipper, dealing with load boards, paying through the nose for insurance and repairs. And now, you're supposed to get more efficient too because Wall Street says so. I mean, it's nonsense. Here's what this is all boils down to. Trucking is being reshaped from the top down. And if you're not paying attention, you're going to wake up one morning and find that the industry changed without you. Period. So what should you do? If you're a dedicated company driver, lock in those good habits. Stay safe, stay consistent, make yourself indispensable. If you're an intermodal or truckload driver, track every dollar. Monitor route changes, ask dispatch the hard questions. If you're an owner-operator, especially if you're running spot through JB's brokerage, be alert. Diversify if you can. Build direct relationships. Don't rely on a platform that's already underwater. And if you're out there hustling through JB Hunt's system, I want to hear from you. What are you seeing on the road? Are your miles steady? Are loads getting shorter? Are rates dropping? Are you being asked to do more for less? Email us at kevin@statecoinsurance.com or drop a comment. This is not about fear. It's about awareness. Trucking is changing fast, and we need each other to stay ahead. One final word. This 100 million cut is not just about numbers. It's about philosophy. JB Hunt and companies like it are choosing to prioritize automation over people. That's not speculation. That's what their CEO said out loud on a public call with investors. So keep your head on a swivel, keep your numbers tight, and don't let yourself get blindsided. I'm here to keep you in the loop, not just about what's happening, but what's coming next. Until then, keep rolling, stay sharp, and don't let anyone devalue the hard work you do every single mile. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.